There's one little tactic that, again, I know a lot of people were skeptical of that I think is playing really, really well. Trump just released a video of it alongside a lot of enthusiastic, just behind the scenes kind of campaign trail videos. And it's Trump. He's at some burger place. He buys burgers for everybody, pats some kid on the head, gives him a $20 bill. He just, it's all looking good. And then Trump pays the bill for the burgers and he signs it and he writes this.
No tax on tips. Yeah.
There's a great picture even then of the guys making the food behind the counter, and they're holding that, vote Trump, no tax on tips. This has become something of a meme. Trump supporters they'll post their bill. They go out to the restaurant and have dinner, and then they'll leave a tip. And, it's good, just at least, it's good to do generally, but it's also good from communications purposes. Make sure it's a good tip, it's a nice looking tip. And then you put the nice tip there and you say, vote Trump, no tax on tips. So it's visual. Trump is so good at the visual, at the tangible. Even when he makes fun of his opponents, he paints a picture of that low energy Jeb. Little Marco, he's always drinking that water. He's always sweating. He just paints this picture. And so you've got this really clear image in your minds. And here on the tax code, that can be kind of abstract policy. Even the fact that our taxes are removed from our paychecks before we receive our paychecks. So a lot of people don't even feel immediately the effects of a tax increase or a tax decrease. But no tax on tips. Okay, I can make sense of that. I know how much if I'm working as a waiter, I've worked in restaurants. You look, you see, you know exactly what you're getting on that tip. And you say, oh, good. I was paying 20%, 30%, whatever, of that tip in taxes. Now I'm not. Now I get to keep that. No tax. And you can take a picture of it. You can see it. Vote Trump, no tax on tip. Okay, I'm into it. Now, some doctrinaire libertarians have criticized Trump for this. They'll say, why are you giving a giveaway to these waiters? What, other kinds of workers don't deserve a giveaway like this? This is just like Biden, giving away student loan forgiveness to college graduates. It's a giveaway, yeah. It's a political maneuver, yeah, sure. But this one's a lot smarter. Biden is seen as giving a lot of money to people who statistically are going to make more money than the average American worker. If you graduate from a college, you are likely to make more money, significantly more money than a non-college graduate. So Biden is going to people who are already kind of rich and giving them a ton more money, hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially each. Trump is seen as going to people who make statistically less money and who do jobs that are really hard jobs. Being a waiter, being a kitchen runner, being a busboy, that's a hard, tiring job. You got to put up with all sorts of customers all day. And going to those people and saying, hey, that relatively smaller amount of money that is a gratuity, you get to keep more of that if you elect me. It's Trump making concrete the realignment of the parties that he's been pushing for 8 or 9 years now, which is that the Republicans are going to be the party of working Americans. Democrats are the party of the rich. They're the party of the global elite. They're the party of latte sipping, Hollywood celebrities sending your money to Ukraine, palling around with Zelensky at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Sure, that's going to be the Democrats. Republicans are going to be the party of waiters. And you can just leave it as an empty promise. Republicans have made that empty promise before. Or you can make it concrete with actual policy and a policy that you can represent visually on a receipt. Vote for Trump, no tax on tips. Brilliant stuff. Mayorkas just let in some people that it's bad even for him. It's bad even for the Biden administration. This would be ISIS terrorists. ISIS terrorists were just arrested. 8 of them. They're from ISIS-K, which is a break-off group of ISIS. And that's bad enough that they got into the country. We then found out they were already known to law enforcement because they had already been stopped when they were crossing into this country illegally, and the Department of Homeland Security just let them go. So not only is the border so open that ISIS terrorists can get through, but our immigration enforcement can meet them, talk to them, say, oh, wow, you guys kind of look like ISIS terrorists. Well, anyway, I guess we got to let you go. Even CNN has to ask the Secretary of Homeland Security about this blunder of the ages, this colossal screw up. And here is how Mayorkas tries to get out of it.
We had 8 individuals of concern as to whom we did not have derogatory information when first encountered at the border. We made determinations in the service of our law enforcement objectives, in the service of our highest priority to keep the American people safe and secure, to take immigration enforcement action, and that is indeed what we did.
I have spoken English for about 33 or so years now. I wrote a whole book on language. I actually speak multiple languages. And in none of the languages that I speak, least of all English, does what that man said make any sense whatsoever. Can we just play the clip again? I want to try to see if I can translate that absolute prevaricating, obfuscating gobbledygook.
We had 8 individuals of concern, as to whom we did not have derogatory
information. As to whom, put a pause, as to whom we did not have derogatory information when we first encountered them. So you got these terrorist-looking dudes cross the border, they illegally, that should have been it. They get caught, you're going back. But no, because we have an official policy of open borders, letting foreigners just pour into our country in violation of our most basic laws, DHS, border enforcement says, okay, well, we got some terrorist-looking dudes coming across, but we don't have any particular derogatory information, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. So I guess hey, fellas, you're not going to do any terrorism, right? What? No, haha, why would we ever do terrorism to you evil, dumb scum of the earth Americans? You great Satan will die and pay for your crimes. No, we would never do any of that. Okay, fellas, sounds good. Go on in. Go on in now. See you later. And then Mayorkas decides later on, after these terrorists have been allowed into the country and were caught talking about all sorts of terrorist things, finally, they decide, okay, we're going to take some action. A little late, buddy. And that's why we did exactly what we were supposed to do. Hey, I've got an idea. Look, I'm no policy wonk. I am not the Secretary of Homeland Security. How about when terrorist-looking fellas are first encountered at the border, we send them away? I'll go even further. How about when illegal aliens are first encountered at the border, we just send them away then. Then we don't need to worry about it. Then we don't need to monitor the terrorists. We don't need to listen in on their phone calls. 8 of them. Now, some Republicans are taking action. Ted Budd, Republican from North Carolina, and a group of 21 senators are demanding answers here from Mayorkas. There was a sting operation that then took place in LA, New York, and Philly. They were caught on wiretap talking about bombs. Okay, well, I'm glad they didn't set off any bombs. But yesterday I pointed out that Democrat pundits and politicians, members of Congress, are laughing about the fact that illegal aliens are committing and murders in the United States. They're laughing about that. They're laughing about how conservatives are concerned about that, how we're running headlines about the crimes that illegal aliens are committing. They think it's kind of funny. They know that these illegal aliens are liable to commit some crimes, bad crimes, and murders, even murders of teenage girls and younger than teenage girls. But their calculation is, well, some American kids get murdered. That's a small price to pay for a permanent electoral advantage. That's a small price to pay for mass migration, which is going to benefit Democrats in the long term. So yeah, some kids have to get murdered, but that's just the cost. That is the actual calculus that they're engaging in. And now I guess we'll take it even further. Well, yeah, look, some ISIS terrorists are going to come into the country, and who knows? Maybe they'll set off some bombs, knock down a couple buildings. Who knows? Maybe they'll get a dirty bomb. They'll smuggle a nuclear weapon. I hope not. But look, that's a small price to pay for millions and millions more Democrat voters in the long term. There is no limit to what these people will do to secure their political power. Man, that was a great clip. Now, ring the bell. Subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. See you next time.